It's a play date. You want to come join me and have fun with hair. So I'm going to be pretty much doing a fishtail right here. I wanted to give you a really close-up of the fishtail. And so what I have is, this is my synthetic head. So it doesn't take any heat or any curl, but it's a good head for practicing braids. I have my classic updo section, which section 1 is the front, 2 and 3 are the sides, section 4 is the crown, and section 5 is the back. So let me show you what I did earlier this morning on film. So I'll put all this together later. Now this is, I have an idea about where I want to go. This is about playing with texture. This is about practicing pancaking. This is about just having fun, honestly. If we are constantly limited by practicing and perfecting a photo, then we're within a restricted mindset. But if we can come to a session with ourselves and practice with play and curiosity, what would happen if I did this? What would happen if I tried this? Well, what happens when I pancake like this? Or, oh, I don't like that. So it's a mindset of openness that's going to build your creativity, expand your artistry, and make you more bold in saying to the client, you know, I've been doing this picture for like 6 years. And I know you had this done for your sister's wedding. And I've been playing around with hair at home and I've come up with some really fun ways. So now you take back the creativity. You take back the artistry. I say it like this and then I will get on to braiding. I don't just want to be a waitress giving the client off the menu what she wants. I want to be the chef. I want to find out, what's your wedding? What's your theme? What's your gown? What are the adjectives? How does she want to feel? And then I'm going to take all those aspects and I'm going to take the photo as inspiration and give her something custom. That's why I have the sectioning system, so I never get lost and I know where I'm going. And I want to be free to create something special for her. Perfecting the photo is like, I don't know, you want to get a gold star from the teacher? No, I don't want to get I don't want to get a gold star from the teacher. I want to be the one like, this kid never follows the directions. No, I want to experiment. I want to bring something unique to my clients. There's a reason why they want to book with me over and over again. There's a reason why I can get the prices that I get, because I bring a sense of uniqueness, right? Today, it's about experience. The client needs an individual experience. Coffee shops give you an experience, right? You just don't go to a coffee shop anymore and get coffee. You don't just go into Barnes & Noble and get a book, right? There's an experience. Salons, restaurants, there needs to be an experience. This new generation wants memories. They want to be present in the moment. So, enough preaching. I'm going to, well, let's look at what I got so far. So, section 1 is the front. So, on section 2, I did just a regular Dutch braid. So, what I want to do is I want to keep it tight here, but I want to pancake the end. On section 2 and 3 are the sides, so if that's section 2, then this is section 3. So section 3, let me get that one out of the way. Section 3, I brought it into section 5, which is the back. I started with a French braid, not a Dutch, so it's a French, so it's an over braid. I switched to a 2-strand. So the whole back is done in two-strand. And then that morphed nicely into a fishtail. So section 4 is the crown. And I will put all of this work that I already filmed, and I'm filming this, but I wanted to do some live as well. So section 4, I did a fishtail that came from here, but it was like an add-on fishtail. So I did the fishtail, but I fed in. I added in as I went. And so that's what is, so the fishtail is acting like a French braid because it's been attached. So I added just on the edges. So that'll be in the video. So let's do the fishtail that I want to show you in the front here. And I kind of wanted to be able to come up with a way to do them faster. So I split my sides, then I tuck my thumbs over and crisscross. And that's how I do my fishtail. Split my sides, tuck my thumbs over, and crisscross. And it can get going pretty quick because you can go back in later and pancake and tighten and do all the things that you want to do. So this is not an adding on fishtail like I did to the back in section 4. So 2 strands, flip my thumbs in, and crisscross. Now for the very front here, I wanted to have a really lot of texture. I wanted to have a lot of texture here. So I'm going to tighten it, and I'm going to hold it. And so I'm going to start pancaking because I want to have that seam. I've tried it Dutch fishtail and I've tried it this way, and I enjoy how it works the regular way. So what is happening is this is now coming from down here. And I don't necessarily teach a right or wrong way. I want you to feel it. I want you to see the results that you're getting and to feel it. Now I'm going to pull a little from the other side. And it's pulling so that you're kind of pulling like that. You're not just making it, you are making it wide, but at the same time you're kind of having to pull it from the bottom. And then I tighten. I can do some more. Get it nice and wide. And if you see it stealing hair from over there, that's all right. You're not doing it wrong. There's no right or wrong. Just gonna go back and grab some of that because it'll pull it from over here. You're just kind of pinching. Little pinching. Once in a while you just want to kind of clean up a little bit. And another thing, when you experiment, it's really important that you tell yourself, I'm just playing, I'm just experimenting. There's no right or wrong. Don't get frustrated. Don't throw the hair. Don't curse the mannequin head. Just keep playing. So I'm going to go back in to doing some more. Keep playing. I know different personalities. I have a really playful personality, and I'm very curious, and I want to get it. But if you tend to have a perfectionist personality, you can loosen it up. I used to be more that way. You can loosen it up and just tell yourself, this is not about right or wrong. This is not about perfection. This is about experimenting and play. And your natural go-to frustrated I suck language, you've got to recognize it and fight against it. Your body position is really important. Obviously, I'm trying to get the camera angle good for you guys. So my body position is not optimal. But you're going to want to have your body in a position heading in the direction you want the braid to go. And when we work on real clients, you know, you don't have the optimal perfect client every time. You get some, you know, I've got my favorite photos, right? Because I happen to have the perfect model with the perfect hair and perfect stylist and the perfect makeup artist, and you know, those are my amazing photos, but they're not every day, right? They're not our clients. Here's a trick. When you get kind of stuck with your fishtails and you feel like one side's fatter than the other, I just take some of it from the back and just bring it right over, and then I just keep on going. So I'm going to do some more. And this is why I filmed most of the other work ahead of time, because these take a long time. Pancaking some of the other pieces, and then we'll put it all together in an updo. This one is going to kind of dip down, so it's going to sit over this one, so it doesn't matter that I start this one further back. And if you don't have time to watch this today, you can catch the repeat. And then over in the group, I will be putting it all together in a video that shows all the braids, the 2-strand braid and the other braids. So you can come on over into the group, and I'll edit everything down and make it go quicker. So in what's kind of going on here is everything is heading in this direction. So section 1 is heading in that direction. This is the other piece of section 1. There's this on section 3, and then section 2 is morphed into section 5. So everything is making its way over there. So let's get a foundation for things to sit on. So let's pin up this. Let's play with section 5 and get that into a shape first. And when I do teach, I teach creating and then constructing. For me, creation in the sections is a repeatable process, and then the construction is I'm free. Everything's in. All right, so let's go over here. Let's look. So my goal is I want to keep this one tight, but I want to have looseness here. So you'll see in the other video that I did the French and then I switched to a 2-strand. So let's move this up. Again, this is a synthetic head. They are not as amazing as the really great competition heads. But I'm following along that braid and I'm locking my pins in the line of the braid. So you can see now I'm into my 2-strand. And then I can kind of decide how loose I want it to be. I've got some nice tightness right there from that braid that I can use to anchor in and pin into that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go grab some of that underneath, grab that, let it close, and go in. Always lock. Always want to lock. These are holding a significant amount of the design. And I left a tail here on this fishtail so that I could also do some pancaking here. So this went from a 2-strand into a fishtail. All right, and the next braid that I'm going to pancake will be this one here on the side. I'm going for a highly texturized look. I want to keep this tight, so I'm going to pin it. I don't want it to loosen on the scalp side here. It's kind of like a mix of edginess and boho is what I'm going for. Again, there's no finished specific look. It's a mix of edgy and boho, and just playing around and experimenting. And it's fine if my, I could cover that bead. I'm going to leave it there so you can see it. Now this is just a regular braid that's being pancaked, and I'm pinching the outer edges because I kind of don't want to mess up the braid in the middle. It has to take the hair from somewhere, so it's taking it from the bottom. You've got to have enough length to be used up. If you want a really fat, full pancake, you've got to have long hair because it's stealing it from the bottom. And when you pull here, it does pull from that side, and it's just a matter of finding your balance. There's no right or wrong. Thinking about how this is going to sit on the head, what's it going to do. And the more that you can play and experiment, your brain is going to expand because you're not being restricted by the wishes of a paying client or by a particular photo. You're in discovery mode, right? When we're kids, we play and we learn. We've lost that as adults. We need to play and learn because you are learning it within yourself. You're not just copying someone and saying, oh, I can't do as good as her. She's a good artist. I'll never be like that. That's not going to get you anywhere. Back in my day, there was no such thing as following people. We became people. It's great to be inspired, but you got to do you. You got to do you. All right, so I'm liking that. So let's recap. So this is section 5 that comes around and wears a 2-strand. It went into a Dutch. We've got just a regular Dutch braid here that pancaked. We have 2 braids in section 1 in the front. 2 braids in section 1 in the front. And section 3 went into section 5. And section 4, which is the crown, was a fishtail that I added in. So I'm going to establish now my balance. Let's establish some fullness here. This is the fishtail that is sitting over the 2-strand. I'm going to pin it right here. Turn it. Going to grab into some of that 2-strand. Going to go behind that fishtail. Let it lock in. Go back down into that 2-strand. Okay. Now this is synthetic head, so hairspray is not going to really work. But the discipline of designing, you know, without the perfect head, without the perfect spray, without all this stuff, right? It pushes you to be creative. It pushes you to be creative. So I'm going to now work with the client. This is section 5, 2, and the tails from section 4. And I'm going to work with the client because it's always super, super important that they like the very, very front. So we got to make her happy right here in the front. So let's see what we can do. We have this nice tightness from section 2, the back here. I'm going to pin the back of that braid right into here. I don't want to hide that. That's a kind of a feature. That's a little bit of our edginess. Always pin where you're pinching. I'm going underneath. There's some of my edgy braid. Pinching, let it close. I'm going to push the braid even in a little bit more. I've got the braid right there, the nice tight braid. I'm going to come across. Again, I don't want to hide that little bit of feature right there, but I do want to dip. So I'm going to go underneath. This is when you think through, like, what can I do? What can I do to get that? But I don't want to hide that. And it needs to live here. So what can I do? I mean, if I go over it, then I hide that one. So I'm going to feed it through. I'm going to feed it through. There's my tail. So I didn't hide anything. And that little bit of edge is still there. These are the tails of those 2 braids in section 1. I'm just going to get them out of the way. And when you know what the sections are, and you can say, oh, that's that from section 1, and that's that from section, so you're not lost. So your language is good. All right, so this is section 4 that came across. It's sitting on the 2-strand braid from section 5, and the end of that braid is gone into a fishtail. So what I'm looking at now over here is the fishtail that happened, and I want to use this braid to kind of bring some more design over here. I've got plenty of volume to play with, so I can take this braid, which is the tail. So this braid is the tail of this tight one. So I can now take that and say, it's kind of weird over here, it's kind of ugly, it's kind of, I'm going to take this. I'm still keeping the integrity of you know, when a client wants this, she almost doesn't care what the rest of the head is going to look like. She's happy looking in the mirror. You gave her that look that she wants in the very, very front. So now the rest of it is kind of creative for you. So I'm going to take that and actually balances it off nice and adds a pretty texture right there. Raise that pancaking up where I want it to be. Now what you can do to get it, you need an extra hand, and put your silver clip in and like, okay, now let's look at the very, very front. I got this silver clips just kind of holding it. I can look, I can play. Silver clip is holding. She's liking all this. And now I'm going to pin it where it is. I want to have a little bit more tail. Because I like this. If she's already said, oh, I like the edginess of that braid on the side there, continue on with the edgy theme. Like, oh, let's do, you know, that edginess. Let's continue and let's just shake it up a little and do something kind of fun back here where you're going to get some waterfall of edginess, because we still also have the ends from section 1. We've got that beautiful fishtail from section 4, and we're getting there. We're getting to a really fun, creative place. So I'm liking a little bit more of this edginess. I want to shorten that. I have a little bit more edge. I want to add a little bit more edge over here. So I need to get it over there. Coming through the braid. Now I've just added some more edginess over here. So checking in from the front, this kind of a fun thing that's going on here. This works really great with, you know, spray and pop. All right, so now the next goal of this style is we've got some area here to hide. Pretty much down here, everything is taken care of in the braid, and that's taken care of. So all this hair now can make its way up and add to the balance and the volume and the play. Over here, and it's adding to this whole waterfall thing that's going on. And I want to make sure you can see that is this right here. I want to go in and secure it. We've got all kinds of braids and all kinds of bobby pins under there to play with. She's got what she wanted here in the front. She's got her little edgy braid right there. And so now we could either leave this down or we can put it up. I'm going to go up with it. I'm going to make sure we keep that little bit of edge there. So here's what I'm going to do. Because it's experimental, I want to continue to build up more volume up here. I see where I want it to go. Don't be afraid to go in your heads. Go in your heads and move hair out of the way. At this point, I would give her the mirror and we would look around. So what I'm seeing that I would like to fix is this kind of gaping there. I just want to bring that in. Just want to bring that in. Going to pull on this 2-strand a little bit. Going to fatten the fishtail and just, I'm going to bring it right in there. When you have a mindset of solutions, you'll find one. When you have a mindset of crap, I made a mistake, then you're on fixing mode. So you want to be in solution mode, not fixing mode. This is what I was looking for, was a highly texturized, multiple braided look that has a good balance and a good shape. A mix of an edgy look and a mix of soft. We got a fishtail there, a 2-strand French braid, 2 fishtails, a Dutch, a little edgy Dutch right there. And the only last thing that I'm seeing that I want to take care of, I can see that elastic. And all you need to do is tighten, and it sinks it into the style. And the elastics give you pop. If you don't have, if that was bobby pinned flat, you would never get this waterfall. Thanks for playing, thanks for watching. I hope you learned some tricks. I hope your sense of play and creativity will be unleashed. Come on over into my Updo group.